Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about spirit retaliation. We're going to talk about why do the spirits retaliate against you? What do you do when you're working with the spirits? And why it seems like your life has gotten worse since you started working with certain spirits. So yesterday was a holiday, was the 4th of July. And I had to talk to a couple of clients that I'd worked with previously because they were having issues. So when I first got the call from the lady, she was like, text me, Carla, I don't know what's going on. Since we did the work, everything is going awry and I just need your help. So I took time out of my day yesterday and I talked to the lady on the phone. I talked to the spirit. I looked into the spirits and I saw what was going on with the work that we did. Now, it was a little confusing at first because when I was looking into it, it was like all this chaotic energy inside of the spiritual messages that I was getting. So it took me a while to figure it out. But I looked into the work that we did, and the work was going great. The work was fine. The work was right on track with what she wanted to have done. Now, the problem is that this lady lost her job. Not only did she lose her job, but someone kept flattening her tires. So it's like every other day, every week she has a new flat tire. So it's like things are just slowing down for her and she's wondering what's going on. So I'm seeing something inside the reading and I'm asking her, hey, are you working with other spiritualists? What are you doing? Because I see there's something spiritually going on here. And she says, no, I'm not working with any other spiritualists. I'm just working with you. I'm not doing anything. I said, well, it's something that you're doing. I said, what are you manifesting? Like, what type of spiritual work are you doing yourself? Like, what are you doing spiritually at home? What are you putting together? And then she says, well, I just pray to my spirit guides and I just ask them to protect me and help me. And I've been praying for the different situations that I had going on at the job with different people that I was getting into it with. And she told me, I said, well, tell me what you're doing in these rituals. Tell me everything that you're doing when you pray to your spirit guides. Tell me step by step. Don't leave anything out. What are you doing? So she told me everything she was doing, and that sounded okay. So I was like, it's not bad. And I said, well, what other? And she said she was praying with her father, and that she was asking her father for help doing these spells and different things that she was doing in the spirit. So I said, okay, that sounds normal. What she said sounded good. Then I said, what other spirits are you working with besides your ancestors? What else are you doing besides working with your ancestors? So she told me she was working with the particular Orisha. And when she said that, bells went off in my head. And I said, okay, this is probably the problem. And so I said, tell me how you're working with this Orisha. Now, I don't practice Ifa or anything like that, but I do know the basic tools of how you work with the spirit, or the basic ways that you work with the spirit. So she told me, yeah, I've been working with this Orisha. I said, how long? Oh, for about 2 years. I said, how are you working with the Orisha? Tell me how you're serving it. What do you do? And she's like, well, I just do this and do that. I said, the spirit told me right away. It's like the spirits came in and told me. Her problem is that she is working with her ancestors and their Orisha on the exact same altar. So before she could say anything, I said, hold on. You're working with your ancestors and their Orisha on the same altar, right? I said, don't even tell me because I already know. The spirits already told me. I said, you cannot work with your Orisha and your ancestors on the very same altar. And she says, well, yes, I have. I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am, you cannot do that. I said, that's what's causing you your problems. And that's why the spirit was retaliating against her. No matter what job she gets, she loses. Her money is not progressing. She's not making money the way she should. And a lot of y'all don't know, like, these spirits will retaliate against you. Sometimes the spirit that you choose, and because she chose to work with this spirit, you don't choose the spirit. The spirit chooses you. And there's certain ways you know how the spirit is choosing you. I'm going to have a reading. I'm going to start charging for this type of information because I've talked to several people in the past that were just picking spirits as if they were at the grocery store and deciding to work with these spirits, and their life just began to tear apart. So I'm going to start offering services because I've helped so many people figure out what was going on when working with spirits. I'm going to start having you guys pay for these sessions, because I spent over an hour talking to her to help her figure it out. And I'm going to have to start charging for that. I'm very busy and my time is valuable. But what I wanted to say is that you don't just pick spirits like you're at a grocery store. They choose you. And there's certain ways you know how they're choosing you. And you guys will have to pay for the consultation to figure that out. Some spirits just don't want to work with you. Sometimes some spirits are just not in your court. They're not in your court to work with you. They don't choose to work with you. And sometimes it's just the way that you are approaching the spirit. One thing I'll tell you is there are secrets to working with every spirit. There are secret keys. And a lot of times if you're working with the spirit correctly, they'll give you those secrets. They'll give you those gifts to teach you how to work with them better. But then you have to have a spiritual ears and eyes to understand what they're saying to you. And so you have to know how to divine as well. If you don't know how to divine, if you don't have a natural gift to be clairvoyant or clairaudient, you're not going to know what they're saying to you, or you're not going to get the messages that the spirits are giving you. So I just wanted to tell you guys about that story today. Also, my classes, I have a student that's doing very well in my classes. I'm going to have a new class starting on September the 1st. Now, I just want to let you guys know this is how my classes work. I don't accept everybody into my class. You have to get a reading before I agree to accept you into my class, because I'm not willing to teach anyone the spiritual things that I teach. I teach natural magic. I don't teach you how to work with the spirits or anything like that. I teach you how to manifest things without even using the spirit. And that's where I think you should start your spiritual journey if you don't already know that. So I teach that. It's a 3-month class. I give you an option. There's an option to just pay month to month with the class. The class is 3 months long. Instead of paying the whole upfront cost, you can pay per month. If you have questions and you want to join the class, you must pay for a reading before I will even consider it. If you're not able to pay like your monthly fee on time, then you're just going to be out of the class, because the other students that pay on time, I'm just going to continue to teach them. I don't have time to go back and teach you what I've already taught the other students who paid on time and everything's on time. If you drop out of the class because you didn't pay your payment on time, then that's just what it is. I can't do anything about it. But yeah, if you have any questions about the classes, feel free to DM me. I'm not going to do any more classes after this class coming up. And I'm only going to take about 3 students. And after that, I won't be doing any more classes, because I have some other things that I'm working on for my business and different things like that. This is the last class that I'm going to be doing. After that, there will be no more classes. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me. If you need a reading, DM me. And thank y'all so much. Have a great day.